Hi guys, it's Arissa and today we are talking about hair. I did get a request to share with you what my hair color and haircut is like, and those are really basic. It's not going to take that long. So I did throw in at the end how I curl my hair with a straightener or flat iron. So I will start off with the cut. I love this length for my lifestyle. I think it's so easy, and when you're getting ready for work in the morning, it's just so much more manageable to just kind of quickly curl your hair real quick or straighten some pieces and then run out the door. It really doesn't take much time at all, especially when you're brushing it, when you're washing it, and when you're drying it. It's so easy. Whenever I get a haircut, I always go on Pinterest to show a photo, because there was one time many years ago when I didn't have a photo and I just told the person what I wanted my hair to look like and it didn't work out and it was just way too short and not what I was imagining. So I go on Pinterest, and this time around, this is the photo that I showed when I chopped it. And now that I'm at the point where I get a trim every 6 to 8 weeks, I don't have to show a photo, but when I did chop it that first time around, I showed this picture. She did give me that very slight A-line because I do wear glasses sometimes, so whenever I wear glasses, she thought it'd be good to have a little bit of length up here so my hair will go up a little bit and then it'll be straight across. I also asked for pretty much no layers. She did texturize it at the bottom, otherwise it would get really heavy, but not much layering going on. Everything is pretty much the same length. Like, let's see if I can even find a layer. So there are some layers right here, but that's because my part is over to the side. But otherwise, everything is almost the same length. And there's just a little bit of layering going on just to texturize it and not make everything too heavy right at the bottom. I also told my hairstylist in terms of length, I wanted it just above the shoulder and not directly on the shoulder, because when it sits on the shoulder, it starts to flare out a little bit, but I think this is perfect. So even when I straighten my hair and my hair is just a little bit longer than this, it still sits directly above the shoulder. Sometimes I do miss having longer hair, like putting it up in a messy bun, but overall I do like this length. I think it's so easy to manage in the morning, and just in general, I don't have to fuss with it too much. I noticed that over time when my hair was really long, that it was starting to get a little bit knotty, like back in here, and my hair is pretty tangly to begin with. So for me personally, I think this works for me, and I think it'll stick around for a little bit longer. So for my hairstylist for cuts, I've seen the same person for like 10 plus years with a little bit of a break in the middle because she moved, and then I ended up with someone a little bit closer, but I eventually did go back to her. And then for color, I have been with the same person for quite a while too. And like always, I go on Pinterest and I found this photo, and this is the one I showed her for this version of my hair. What I also told her is I wanted the majority of my hair at the bottom to be the lighter color, because in the past I've had some highlights down here, but the majority was dark. It just didn't look healthy. So I think now when the majority is darker and it just kind of all meshes well together, it feels a lot healthier for me, and I'm just really liking it right now. So the cut, the color, and all of it right now, I'm totally for, and I think it's perfect for summer. I still use the same flat iron or straightener that I used years ago in another video about how I straighten my hair. This is the NuMe Megastar. And if you guys remember when NuMe was all over YouTube, I feel like so many people were sponsored by NuMe. Well, I never was, but I was curious because it was all over YouTube, and I did find a really good discount code at the time, and I still have it to this day. So I think it works really well, and now Ulta carries NuMe. The only thing is, even if you go on Ulta's website, it's still pretty expensive. So if you happen to find a really good discount code, then it's worth it, because I do think this is a really good straightener, but I also kind of think it's overpriced. So this is my day 2 hair, and I air dried it yesterday. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the products that I use. I've been using this one for a very long time, and I just repurchased it in the last few months. This is the Kenra Platinum Blow Dry Spray, and this is the heat protectant that I spritz all over my hair, which I did already. Another one that I love, and I used it yesterday, is the Healthy Sexy Hair Leave-In Treatment, and this is the Mimosa Flower Extract and Moonstones version. This one is really good when your hair is damp and when you air dry it, because with my hair, anytime you air dry it, it just looks really stringy and not pretty. But when I'm on the go and I don't have a lot of time, I do feel like this really helps. I mean, of course, if I smooth it out with a straightener or a curling iron, it still looks a lot better, but when I'm on the go, I do love this, and it makes my hair feel so soft. And another one that I recommend is the Way Hair Care Finishing Cream. So this one I like to put on the ends of my hair after I'm done styling it, so I'll show you here in a sec. So I'm taking little bits like this, and I just twist it and bring it down. And that's it. And just kind of adds a little kink to the hair. And then I'm going to go back and forth. So this one I'm going to bring it forward. And that's pretty much it with the straightener, and all I do is just kind of puff it out and let the curls separate. And then I'll go back in and curl certain areas again that look like they need a little bit more love. And then I just add a little bit of that Way finishing cream, about this much. And then just work it in the ends. And it helps smooth the ends and also make it look a little bit piecey. And that's all I do. It's so easy in the morning when I'm going to work, and you're pretty much done in no time. One other thing I do want to say about cut and color is if you can find the people who do a great job, to stick to those people. Don't really go try someone else thinking that anybody can do just as good a job. I learned that the hard way a couple years ago when I wasn't on YouTube at the time. I decided to get my hair colored, and the person that I usually go to was on vacation. So I'm the type of person who cannot wait if I have something in mind. If I already have an idea in my head, I want it now, which is a really stubborn thing. Like, I just need to be a lot more patient, and I have learned to do that over time. But in that moment, I asked the salon if there was someone else available who was at a similar level, and they were like, sure, no problem, come on in. And that person was basically a rookie, messed up my hair. The streaks started like right here, and it was like this really blunt, almost like skunk-like stripe, and they just like went right down here, and it didn't blend well at all, and I was devastated. So ever since then, and my girl ended up cleaning it up and fixing it, and all was well. But ever since then, I've learned to, one, be patient, but two, stick to the people who you know and trust in terms of hair, because especially when you're coloring your hair and making it lighter, you're pretty much damaging it. So if you're also going to someone who's not good at it, your hair is going to be that much more damaged, and the fact that you have to go back and redo it makes it even worse. So I say just stick to the person that you really like. Or I'm all about referrals. If you don't really know who to go to, ask around. Ask the people at your work, or even at a store. If you see someone who has really good hair, just ask the person, who do you go to, or who do you recommend? Because just going blind, I learned, is not the way to go. And I also know that that's kind of common sense, but I did learn the hard way, and I just wanted to share my experience. Another product that I forgot to mention is this right here. It's the Healthy Sexy Hair Surf Rider Mimosa Flower Extract in Moonstone. So same line as this, dry texture spray. So I don't use it all the time, because what I did today is pretty much what I do when I'm running out the door and I don't have a lot of time. But if I do have a little bit more time, I'll spritz this all over, and the dry texture really helps lift the hair out like this and gives it even more oomph and volume. So I will show you guys how I use this real quick. And I usually use this before I curl my hair, but I forgot today, so you can see how much more volume it gives your hair. And I like that it gives it a little bit more grit and volume without it feeling too dirty. Because sometimes if you try a dry spray or dry texture spray, some of them make your hair feel a little bit too gritty and dirty, but this one doesn't feel that way at all. And that's pretty much it for today. If you guys have any questions about the products, I will have more information in the description box, or you can leave a question below. And I do post videos on Sundays and Thursdays, so Thursday's video is going to be about my dogs. We are going to sit together and talk about their adoption process, what that was like, their backgrounds. I did talk about that in my Get Ready With Me as well, but this video will just be dedicated to them and their personalities and what it was like to bring on a second dog and adjust to having two of them. So I will see you guys then. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.